Okay, so we're going to today play Shadowbringers. I was hoping he dropped the gold piece somewhere closer to the entrance. More fool for me thinking Lady Luck was on our side. Thinkred. The whiner. Well, maybe she is. Yours at least. In the end, my contribution was little more than poor company. Well, I couldn't have done it without your sun drops. Come on, Thinkred. You are far more prepared for this task than I. No more than usual, I assure you. I only managed to survive the Crethian wilderness, an imperial capital of virtue of existing preparation. A habit of mine since childhood, though one of few positive traits, which endeared me to Luxiux, I imagine. I hasn't seen easy finding ways to compensate for my condition. Every tool and trinket has proven vital in my continued success, such as it is. Had I chosen to pursue the arcane arts rather than espionage, well, rather not think about it. So long as I have the means to protect those dear to me, and to see my duties through, that's all that matters. Now let's hurry to see that returned Gothran. Now let's hurry and see that return to Gothran. The sooner we get back to Orange and Minfelina, the better. Oh, he is right here.
You're back. Wait, does that mean?
Oh yeah, I got your gold coin.
I'll be damned. You actually found it. Well, a deal's a deal. But don't think this means you'll find what you're after. To be honest, I wasn't sure you could pull it off. But you did, and I'm a man of my word. Come with me.
Okay. Do we get to hear what he sounds like now?
Every time I step out of those mines, the sky seems to get brighter. I'd never leave them if the air weren't so stale. But you're not come here to hear my grievances. You're after Leomine. First, I have to ask, you ever heard of rockworms?
Rockworms. I know them by another name, though I'm fairly certain the locals call them knockers.
Aye, that they do. Whatever you want to call them, those little bastards may be the answer to your troubles. They can fit through cracks and crevices down where we could never hope to reach. And on occasion, they come back with something valuable.
They dig up Leomine in the mines?
It's a rare occurrence, but yes. That said, it usually amounts to no more than a few flakes.
Our only other option sounds tantamount to suicide. So how can we draw out these rockworms?
Over by that shack, you'll find a bag of smoke bombs. Set off a few in the mines and you'll flush them out in no time. Once they're out in the open, knock 'em senseless and check their backs. I should warn you, this method of mining, if you can even call it that, is used as a last resort on account of what little they're like to bring back. You'll want to cover as much ground as you can if you hope to find anything of value. Assuming you do find something, bring it here, and I'll have a look.
We should split up, if we're able to cover more ground as he suggests. If you can cover these 3 areas on your map, I'll see to the parts between them. Rubble up in the corner. Okay. Oh, it's just one. With which fairy has a free union is depleted by 10 periodically while health...
There you are. Find anything promising.
7 rocks.
Between the two of you, I'd say you've got quite the haul. Best get comfortable, friends. It's going to take time for me to shift through all this.
Cool.
You may not remember this about Arminfilia. But prior to founding the Path of the 12, long before the Scions, she was something of a miner.
Did not know that.
After her father died, Flamine took her in and taught her the trade. I think they were both seeking to fill the void left by a loved one. Maybe that's why she took to it so readily. Back in those days, I spent most of my time in the Quicksand, or some other tavern, loosening tongues and gathering secrets. Occasionally, I'd catch a glimpse of her in the street, on her way home after another hard day's work. I always felt a wave of relief when I saw she'd come back safe, along with a pang of guilt at the fact I wasn't there to support her as I should have been. Simply speaking with her more than once in a blue moon would have been a good start, but I could never bring myself to do it. Instead, I threw myself into my work and became every drunkard's best friend.
That would be wild to say to him. I can't imagine she thought too highly of you back then. She's like dead. Well, I guess she's not dead, is she? She's somewhere else. Not your finest hour, to say the least.
Far from it. And Flamine has never let me live it down. But that was a lifetime ago. Here and now I have another chance to do things right, and I will not squander it again.
Hey! Come and see what I found! You're not going to believe this.
Tell me it's Leonine.
It is at that. You lot were born lucky. It's mostly broken pieces. But look at this.
This is a rather fine specimen.
It's been decades since we found anything approaching this big. But that's not all. There's an engraving on it.
Ah, these scratches here. They're a little hard to make out. To my beloved Magnus and Schoolie.
Yes! Do you see? It was a gift to Magnus from his wife.
I forgot about that.
She found it. She really found it. She must have spent her final hours carving this message into the stone, in the hope that he might see it one day. Those rock-backed bastards must have made off with it before we could clear a path to her. It's fate that brought you here to find this stone. No other explanation. It makes me wonder what else might still be buried in these parts.
What? Oh, it's you. If you've come to complain about the trolley, you'll find no sympathy from me. I told you before it won't run, and you wouldn't listen.
Oh, but it will. Now that we have this. Your name is engraved on it, along with your son's. It was a gift from your wife, Magnus. From Angina. Angina.
No. No, she couldn't have. But no. Take it. Do with it what you will.
Are you certain? It would delay our plans, but...
I said take it. It was you who found it. You who needs it. Looking at that stone, all I can see is... Please. Just leave me be.
I hope you'll be there when the tunnel stirs to life. I'm sure she'd want you to see it. Would you do the honors of delivering this to Onjay? Or Onjay? Alright. So for a couple of hours of doing this whole thing we have, okay. What's this guy want? Like, let's just speed through this. I just don't care. I never read these side stories. Let's just get it. Let's go with Gunbreaker. What am I doing? Do I have to talk to this? Oh, yeah, it looks like I have to talk to some people. Wait, that's main quest stuff. I have to talk to this. I have to talk to Kisa. Too many stories. One thing you'll see from me is when it comes to these side stories, or even job stories, I just don't. The main story is enough to try to keep track of. Okay. Let's get this out of the way.